There are two kinds of penises. They are, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm not going to apologize for how blunt this sounds. In fact, I'm counting on it making you uncomfortable. Because sometimes, to shake yourself awake, you've got to be provoked. You've got to be pushed. And today, that push comes in the form of a metaphor you'll never forget. There are two kinds of penises in this world, the one that shrinks, and the one that rises. That's it. That's the line in the sand. That's the test. That's the moment. And you've got to decide every single day which one you're going to be. You see, life is going to demand a lot from you. It's going to throw you into rooms that make your voice shake. It's going to place you in front of choices that scare the hell out of you. It's going to challenge your worth, your strength, your purpose. And it's not going to ask if you're ready. Life doesn't wait for readiness. Life doesn't slow down until you've figured it all out. It shows up, it knocks, and sometimes, it kicks the door in. You're either going to rise to meet it, or you're going to shrink from it. There's no neutral. There's no middle ground. There's no, I'll try. You either expand or you contract. You step into the tension, or you back away from it. You either respond to the call, or you get stuck inside your head, paralyzed by the what ifs, and the I'm not sure, and the maybe later. And I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. This isn't just a metaphor for biology. This is a metaphor for identity, for power, for how you live. There are people walking through this world like they've been neutered by their own fear. Neutered by their trauma. Neutered by what someone said to them in 3rd grade. Neutered by that one boss who humiliated them. Neutered by a lifetime of thinking small, playing safe, doing what's expected, suppressing the fire inside them because they were told it was too much. And so they shrink. They shrink when they need to speak up. They shrink when they need to step out. They shrink when they get the idea that could change their entire lives, and they bury it under excuses and overthinking and procrastination and perfectionism. You ever notice how fast people backpedal when they feel exposed? That's shrinking. That's the biological, emotional, spiritual equivalent of tucking your tail and hiding. Of going soft when the moment demands you to be strong. And every time you do it, something in you gets smaller. Your courage gets smaller. Your capacity gets smaller. Your confidence gets smaller. You start to believe the lies you tell yourself about your limitations. You start to create a life that fits your fear instead of one that's worthy of your dreams. And the worst part is, nobody even notices. Because everybody else is doing it too. You look around and think, well, this must be normal. Shrinking is common, but it's not right. Then there's the other kind. The kind that rises. That person walks into the same fear, the same risk, the same rejection, the same pressure, and instead of pulling back, they expand. They show up. They lead. They speak when it's uncomfortable. They act when they're unsure. They do the damn thing. Heart pounding, palms sweating, voice shaking, they do it anyway. And it's not because they're fearless. It's not because they're the most talented. It's because they decided that shrinking is not an option. They've made rising a habit. They've trained for it. They've reconditioned their minds and bodies to say yes to the tension. Yes to the spotlight. Yes to the discomfort. Yes to becoming someone bigger than their excuses. They rise, and rise, and rise again. You think this is about ego. It's not. It's about presence. It's about power. It's about claiming space in a world that's always trying to box you in. It's about understanding that you are either building a life or burying yourself inside of someone else's expectations. Every day you wake up, you're making that choice. When you hit snooze, when you ghost the email, when you let that opportunity pass because you didn't feel ready, you're shrinking. When you second guess yourself in that meeting, when you talk yourself out of applying, when you dumb down your ideas to avoid judgment, you're shrinking. When you say yes to sh*t you don't want to do just to keep people comfortable, you're shrinking. When you stay quiet because your truth might be inconvenient, you're shrinking. And you know what shrinking does over time. It doesn't just keep you small. It keeps you stuck. It locks you inside a version of yourself that was never meant to be permanent. It slowly kills your creativity, your ambition, your joy, your fire. Until one day you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize the person staring back. And then you wonder what happened. What happened is, you got used to shrinking. You made it a lifestyle. But you don't have to keep living there. Rising is a choice. And yes, it's harder. It's messier. It's riskier. You're going to fail. You're going to get judged. You're going to feel exposed. But you know what else? You're going to grow. You're going to feel proud. You're going to create. You're going to break through. You're going to meet the version of you that you've only dreamed about. You're going to inspire the hell out of people who are watching you, because yes, they are watching. Your kids are watching, your partner is watching, your friends are watching, and most of all, you are watching. And every time you rise, you reinforce the truth, that you are not here to shrink. That you were never meant to live a half-life. That there's a fire in your belly and a mission in your soul, and it's not going to be fulfilled by playing small. Let the world adjust to your power. Stop apologizing for being too bold, too loud, too ambitious, too emotional, too direct. That's rising. Rising means owning every part of yourself, even the parts they told you to hide. Rising means showing up when nobody claps for you. Rising means risking failure in the name of purpose. Rising means saying, I may not have it all figured out, but I will not shrink to fit in. So next time life hands you a hard conversation, a scary opportunity, a moment where your hands shake and your voice cracks, good. That's your rising moment. That's the moment you grow into. That's the moment you show yourself who the hell you really are. So yeah, two kinds of penises. Shrinking, rising. It's not just about anatomy. It's about your mindset, your energy, your decisions, your posture, your presence. It's about how you move through the world, how you carry yourself, how you respond to fear. So stand tall, speak loud, take up space, own your story, stop dimming your light to make other people comfortable. They'll adjust, or they won't, but either way, it's not your job to shrink for anyone. Because you were born to rise. Every damn time.